Across the globe, deer farming has emerged as a fascinating and lucrative industry, blending tradition with modern innovation. In New Zealand, a powerhouse in this sector, annual venison production surpasses £45 million. Remarkably, over 90% of this meat finds its way to international markets, primarily Europe and North America, where it's prized for its unique qualities. Compared to beef, pork, or even chicken, venison stands out with up to 50% less fat, making it a top choice for health-conscious consumers seeking lean, nutrient-rich protein. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, China dominates the production of velvet antlers, supplying more than 70% of the global demand, over £10 million each year. These staggering numbers don't just reflect scale, they underscore a dynamic, fast-growing industry that's carving out a significant niche in agriculture. But what sets venison apart as a meat of choice, and how does the farming and processing of deer differ from traditional livestock industries like cattle or poultry? Let's explore the intricacies of this remarkable trade. At the heart of deer farming lies the critical decision of breed selection. The right breed determines not only the quality of the meat and velvet, but also the economic viability of the operation. Globally, 3 breeds reign supreme: red deer, white-tailed deer, and sika deer, each bringing distinct strengths to the table. Red deer, often associated with the sprawling pastures of Europe and New Zealand, are a farmer's dream. These majestic animals are known for their impressive size, high meat yield, and exceptional ability to thrive in challenging natural environments. A fully grown red deer in New Zealand can tip the scales at around 330 pounds, comparable to the weight of a small grand piano. Their robust frames and adaptability make them a cornerstone of the industry in regions with diverse climates and terrains. In contrast, white-tailed deer, predominantly raised in the United States, shine for different reasons. These deer are celebrated for their reproductive prowess and resilience, particularly in colder climates. On farms in states like Minnesota, white-tailed deer herds achieve an astonishing 95% survival rate through harsh winters, more than double the typical rate for wild populations. A single doe can give birth to 2 or 3 fawns each year, allowing farmers to expand their herds rapidly and efficiently. This reproductive efficiency, paired with their ability to withstand frigid conditions, makes them a favorite among American deer farmers looking to maximize output. Then there's the sika deer, a breed highly prized in East Asia, particularly in China and Japan. While they produce meat as well, sika deer are the gold standard for velvet antler production. Their antlers, harvested in the velvet stage, are finer, shinier, and boast 20% more nutrients than those of red deer. This nutritional edge makes sika velvet a premium ingredient in pharmaceuticals and health supplements, driving demand in markets where traditional medicine values its properties. Each breed, with its unique attributes, caters to specific needs, whether it's meat volume, herd growth, or velvet quality, shaping the global deer farming landscape. Raising deer isn't a hands-off endeavor. It requires dedication, precision, and a deep understanding of the animal's needs. In New Zealand, farmers commit at least 4 hours a day to inspecting and nurturing their herds. The day often begins with a meticulous check of the grass quality in the fields. Only the freshest, most nutrient-rich grass makes the cut. Farmers then harvest it, trimming it to an optimal length of 20 to 25 centimeters, short enough for the deer to chew comfortably, yet long enough to retain the vitamins and minerals essential for their delicate digestive systems. An adult deer consumes between 9 and 11 pounds of this fresh grass daily, roughly equivalent to the weight of a standard bowling ball. But grass alone doesn't suffice. To ensure the deer develop strong bones and lush, healthy velvet antlers, farmers supplement their diets with dry hay, grains, and key minerals like calcium and phosphorus. This balanced nutrition is vital, especially for stags growing antlers, which are harvested for their velvet. Beyond feeding, maintaining clean and secure enclosures is a non-negotiable priority. Every morning, farmers clear out manure and disinfect the pens, creating a hygienic environment that minimizes disease risk. This diligence pays off. Well-managed conditions can slash veterinary costs by up to 20%, a significant saving in an industry where margins matter. Weekly fence checks are another ritual. Farmers scour the perimeters, repairing or replacing damaged sections to protect their herds from predators, harsh weather, or accidental escapes. Space allocation also plays a pivotal role in deer health and productivity. In Wisconsin, USA, each deer enjoys between 1,000 and 6,250 square feet of roaming room, about the size of a small basketball court. This generous space allows the animals to move freely, reducing stress and promoting growth. In China, however, where land is pricier, farmers work with tighter constraints, often providing just 1,300 square feet per deer. Here, efficiency is key and farmers optimize every inch to keep their operations profitable. Ensuring that venison and velvet antlers meet top-tier quality standards is a complex process guided by rigorous regulations and skilled hands. In New Zealand, the Department of Agriculture sets the bar high, enforcing strict hygiene and humane harvesting practices. At processing facilities, the journey begins with skinning the deer and singeing the carcasses to remove every trace of hair. Skilled workers then carve the meat into marketable cuts: legs, loins, shoulders, and more. An adult deer yields between 60 and 80 pounds of clean, lean meat, enough to craft 320 average-sized burgers. Nothing goes to waste. Byproducts like bones and hides are repurposed into pet food, fertilizers, or leather goods, adding value to the operation. New Zealand's dominance in venison is clear. The country exports over 16.5 million pounds annually, equivalent to the weight of dozens of small pickup trucks, securing a 20% share of the global market. This leadership stems from a combination of scale, quality control, and a reputation for sustainability. Meanwhile, velvet antler harvesting demands an even higher level of care. Farmers administer anesthesia to keep the deer calm and pain-free, then use specialized tools to remove the antlers without harming the animal or the developing tissue. Once harvested, the deer return to the farm to regrow their antlers the following season, a renewable resource in action. The freshly cut velvet is rushed to cold storage to preserve its potency and freshness. In New Zealand, this happens within 2 hours of harvesting, ensuring the product meets the exacting standards of export markets. Harvesting typically occurs in spring, when antlers reach 25 to 30 centimeters, about the length of a standard wine bottle. An adult stag produces 2 to 3 pounds of velvet annually, fetching between $400 and $600 on the international market. That's roughly the weekly operating cost of a small farm, highlighting the economic weight of this byproduct. China, the undisputed leader in velvet production, churns out thousands of pounds per harvest from sprawling farms in provinces like Heilongjiang. This output fuels a global trade worth over $1 billion annually, with most exports heading to China, Korea, and Japan for use in supplements and traditional remedies. Venison, on the other hand, is flash frozen at -40 degrees Fahrenheit to lock in its flavor and texture for up to 12 months. In Canada, cutting-edge facilities process over 5,000 deer yearly, producing enough meat for approximately 16 million burgers. Advanced freezing technology ensures the venison meets export standards for over 50 countries, with Europe and North America as the biggest buyers. What makes venison so sought after? It's leaner than beef, up to 50% less fat, yet packs a protein punch. A 3.5-ounce serving delivers about 26 grams of protein, with just 2 grams of fat outshining chicken or pork as a healthy protein powerhouse. Venison's appeal spans continents, with each region putting its own spin on this versatile meat. In Europe, it's deeply woven into culinary traditions. Think hearty French venison stews simmered with red wine and herbs, or German-style roasts paired with root vegetables. In the United States, venison has found a modern audience among clean-eating enthusiasts, starring in gourmet burgers and creative dishes like venison carpaccio with a drizzle of truffle oil, or even venison sushi. High-end restaurants have embraced its rich, gamey flavor, elevating it to a delicacy. New Zealand takes a festive approach, with smoked venison emerging as a holiday favorite. The country also leads in sustainability, recycling bones and hides into pet food and organic fertilizers, minimizing waste. In Asia, venison serves dual purposes. In China, it's simmered with medicinal herbs in slow-cooked soups believed to boost vitality, while in Vietnam it's grilled on skewers or tossed into hot pots for festive gatherings. Canada has carved out a niche in artisanal charcuterie, producing venison salami and cured sausages that pair beautifully with local wines and cheeses, offering a distinctly Canadian twist. While deer farming thrives globally, Texas stands as a colossus in American agriculture, showcasing the same blend of tradition and innovation. Spanning over 127 million acres of farmland, more than the entire state of California, Texas drives a $24 billion industry that supports over 500,000 jobs. It's the nation's beef leader, with 12 million cattle producing 15% of U.S. beef. Cowboys still ride 10 to 15 miles daily, herding cattle across vast ranches. But on massive operations like the 825,000-acre King Ranch, helicopters buzz overhead, guiding 35,000 head of cattle with precision. Texas also reigns as the top producer of goat meat, with over 820,000 goats grazing the rugged Edwards Plateau. This lean protein meets growing demand, with prices climbing from $2 to $4 per pound over the past decade. Beyond livestock, Texas excels in crops. It's the second largest peanut producer, harvesting over 385 million pounds yearly, enough for 50 million jars of peanut butter. The Rio Grande Valley supplies winter lettuce and cabbage, yielding over 1.5 million tons of cabbage annually. Cotton, the state's pride, accounts for 42% of U.S. production, with high-tech harvesters collecting 7.5 million bales in a season. In greenhouses, Texas leads in tomatoes, berries and peppers, producing 1.7 million pounds of greenhouse tomatoes yearly. From deer farms in New Zealand to Texas ranches, this global agricultural tapestry thrives on ingenuity, hard work, and a commitment to feeding the world, whether it's lean venison, velvet antlers, or a bounty of crops and livestock.